At IBM, we have this client zero model. I like to joke that it's, a version of us drinking our own champagne, where we take our own tools at really every level of the technology stack. So starting from hybrid cloud through the data management and data infrastructure through governance with a federated ecosystem of application and all the way up to the orchestration layer to create that single pane, that single view that lets you use all those different applications and apply it. We've seen really great returns on that in a number of core domain areas, in particular in HR, in IT, and in procurement, where there are tasks that are large volumes that involve case management. And I've rattled through some of those statistics, but 95% of our HR cases can be handled through that. I think going forward, we're really looking at areas now where you want that human on the loop integrated approaches. So how do we look at procurement, places like accounts payable, vendor selection and vendor management? How do we look at areas like finance where you're doing spend reporting and recording revenue and analyzing it? Those are areas where we think AI has tremendous promise. They're data intensive. They have different types of data, both structured and unstructured data. Putting those together and allowing both automation and agentic support has real potential, but figuring out how to pair it in that workflow with the right type of governance and accountability to ensure that you're not just taking output, for instance, in finance or in procurement and running with it is where that is. So I think right now we're in early days and there are two kind of movements. There's a top-down movement where you identify areas of promise and you prove out that promise and show it. That's a lot of what I do at IBM. That's a lot of what the client zero stories are. But there's also the bottom-up solutions, the areas where people who are in the workflow day to day have their little ideas. I mean that in the best possible way, very specific, targeted, small ideas that can be solved with particular types of automation or agentic flows. Both of those are happening. Right now, the big movements are happening top down. And I think over time that will change. It'll change for two reasons. One, we'll have more tools that enable it. You've seen code assistance and low code, no code environment. We have orchestration layers, including through IBM, that allow you to sort of manage these agents and build very simple ones yourself. So the cost and difficulty in building it is going down. Additionally, people are getting the sense of what agents can do. These top-down solutions don't just solve problems, so they do. They also prove the very concreteness of what AI can do. It's not a magical fix-all. It has specific benefits, and those can be deployed. And I think showing the promise of that really kind of whets the appetite of people to start thinking about how they could use it. And I think that piece, too, will allow more bottom-up sort of enthusiasm and interest in figuring out how to do it.